Actually, my first open mic night, and I have to tell you that I'm kind of disappointed about it. I got here, and I found Mike, and he was not open at all to any of my sexual advances. So I think it was some false advertising. So you got to be more open, Mike. So I'm from Dallas, and I have to say that I don't really know shit about Granbury. I did read something, though, that was kind of cool. Does anybody know who Peter Mayhew is?
Yes.
Yes! I read that the guy that played Chewbacca lived here. And I was like, man, what a better place. Because, like, looking at some of the dudes in this bar right now, that's like the perfect place for a giant hairy man to hang out. So again, I'm going to say it another time. I'm from Dallas. Like I said, this is actually my second comedy show. And this place is so fucking far out here, I was like, I'm already on tour. But I don't know if anybody has ever driven in Dallas, but we are notorious. We have the worst fucking potholes anywhere. If you ever drive on the freeway in Dallas, dodging potholes in Dallas is like playing a furious game of whack-a-mole. You know, it's odd. That movement reminds me of when I was 8 and my uncle gave me my first hand job. I know it sounds sad. He was fucking terrible at it, too. He got way better by the time I was 11. So I think the 3 years of watching porn with my grandmother, it made it easier for me to articulate what I wanted sexually. Thanks, Mama. And it's true. She just rolled over in her fucking grave with that joke. And it's true, you can learn from your elders. You should just ask them. So I showered before the show tonight. So everybody up front. Actually, I thought we were going to be closer. I was going to say you're welcome, so I should have just not fucking showered at all. But I got out of the shower and I saw my naked body in the mirror. And I was like, dude, you look like a peeled potato that just pulled out of the boiling water. Like dark spots and all. Like full disclosure, my nipples look like gorilla thumbs that are arthritic. And what's really cool is like after a really, really hot shower, I like to role play with my wife. I like to role play with my wife. Gorillas in the Mist. I chase her around like she's Sigourney Weaver. But she doesn't ever want to touch my banana. So did everybody have a good Valentine's Day? That just passed. Yeah? Not a good one? So I've been married 18 years, which is a fucking miracle in itself. But this was the first year that my wife has ever sent me flowers. It wasn't girly or anything. There was no like bows or ribbons or anything like that. It was actually a head of cauliflower. And it had this love note attached to it that was really sweet. And when I read it, I was like, she is thinking about me. Because it said, how about you try eating a salad like you eat my ass, you fat piece of shit. So speaking of relationships, again, I've been married for 18 years. The last relationship that I was in, the breakup was actually, it was horrible. And I still remember it. But I think that when most people break up, they always try to take something away from the relationship. And I'm not talking about like self-reflection or knowledge. I mean like actually stealing shit from your partner. So like a CD, some vinyl records, a TV, the washing machine, something you're gonna steal and take with you. So the relationship that I was in, I took a cat. It's like, you know, we raised this cat together, I fed it, I cleaned the box, and just taking this fucking cat. And it was the biggest fucking mistake I ever made. Because I learned really quick that this cat, its reactions reminded me of my ex every time I did something. Like I would come home and the cat would be laid out on the couch looking cute. And I'd go up there and rub its titties and grab that little fat part right here and try to give it some affection. And it'd get all mad and piss and run away. I'm like, oh, it's just fucking like her. Or I would be like working under a deadline or just even trying to relax and read the newspaper. And here comes this fucking cat, like, pulling on the paper, walking on the computer, like pet me, purr, touch me. And I'm like, I've got to get this done, leave me alone. It's like, just fucking like her, just like her. That's not the worst though. The worst, the absolute worst, was the way that the cat would look at me after I came on its face. Fucking like her. So if you haven't figured it out, this is where the show takes a hard fucking left. If you were coming here tonight thinking that you were going to see some zany comedy, I apologize, I'm not the one. I'm not going to stand up here and tell jokes like, hey, I just got back from Walgreens. What's up with that place? The walls aren't even green. Why the fuck are y'all laughing at that? That's stupid. Yes. I've lost my place. Sorry, I'm laughing at my own shit. Oh, so, on the way here, I saw this billboard. And it was one of those anti-abortion billboards. And I was like, well, that's kind of odd. That seems like a huge waste of money since they just passed that law where after 6 weeks, the woman can't decide for herself to do what she wants with her body. But it also had this picture of this baby. God damn it, got quiet in here. There was this beautiful baby sitting on this picture, and I guess the baby gave whoever put it up there a quote, because it was in quotes, and it was like, at 9 weeks, I had thumbprints. Sir, I'm up here with the fucking microphone. Obviously, you have my joke book. So my first thought was, that's a smart fucking baby. If I ever end up on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, that motherfucker's going to be a lifeline. But then it really made me think. It was like, well, if abortion is illegal now, then maybe this was like a great marketing ploy by the people that believe in abortion. So they were letting all these women know that at 9 weeks, this baby's going to have fingerprints. And my second thought took a hard fucking left and was like, well, at least it'll have a better grip on the coat hanger. Okay, I'm going to skip this next joke because this one seems really, really, really fucking Republican.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Governor Abbott should really put a set of truck nuts on the back of his wheelchair. If you're going to be that big of a fucking dick, you better have a pair. So it's going to get worse. Do we have any friends of Jesus in here? Y'all should probably go outside. So I have actually struggled with religion all my life.
It's got a satanic
It's just something that I can't grasp. And I really struggled with it when I was 13 and the preacher could hold my hands behind my back. He's like, stop struggling, I'm just trying to pop these zits on your lower back. It's like, I don't think that's zit pus. I told you it was going to get bad. So in the Bible, it says that God made man in his vision, and that skin of bronze and hair of wool. Most people would tell you, or they believe, that Adam was actually a black man. I'm not buying it. I grew up on the south side of Dallas. I've been to those neighborhood barbecues. You will get your ass whooped when you try to take a rib from a black man. On the other hand, if you look at the other side of the spectrum, Jesus is always presented as a white man. I don't buy that at all. First of all, his name is Jesus. So, Jesus, Mexicans, stand up. This is for you. I knew he wasn't white because Jesus, the poor guy, never even had a boyfriend. I'm sorry, girlfriend, because the guy was hung like this. Silence. I told y'all to go outside. This is probably why he never hooked up with Mary Magdalene, because she saw Jesus in some gray sweatpants. It was like, he's not parting my seat. So Jesus had to move back home when he was 30. And could you imagine how embarrassing that was for Jesus to show up at his dad's house and just be like, I'm sorry, I'm back. It's like, went out and hung out with some friends and was curing some lepers, and I think they just wanted me there to make some wine. So what happened was I started hanging out with some Romans, and then the next thing you know, I'm hanging out with a petty theft or thief. We got super stoned. So stoned, in fact, that I don't remember the last 3 days. I woke up in this cave by myself. I'm just glad that it wasn't a Catholic church because my butthole didn't hurt when I woke up this morning. So that tells me that him moving home at 30, that makes Jesus the original millennial. What a fucking loser. Okay, we'll stop that because no one seems to think that that's funny. So does anybody know what an NFT is? So it stands for a non-fungible token. I am 46. I don't know what all this techie shit is, but I heard this story on the radio. And I have super selective hearing. So what I heard was that an NFT was made by young people. They're making millions of dollars, and that they can sell like a digital picture or even like a tweet. Like the CEO of Twitter sold his first tweet for $2.9 million. Again, I didn't hear any of that. This was just the research after it. So I was like, young people, millions of dollars making NFTs. I'm going home and making a couple now. So I started thinking about it. I was like, man, I've had hundreds of NFTs under my bed, in the closet. Quite frankly, I got 2 of them in my fucking pocket right now. This is probably the part of the joke where I should tell you that I thought NFT stood for nut-filled tissue. See? So I'm 46. I think that I've finally reached that age of adulting, if that's an actual thing. I started thinking about investing money in the stock market, but the stock market actually kind of makes me nervous. It reminds me of a glory hole. You just like blindly shove in what you have and just pray that the outcome isn't shitty. Speaking of shit, just... I love when people groan and they go, oh, I made a bunch of shit jokes. This one's actually funny though. So does anybody look at their poop before they flush it? Why not? So my wife works in healthcare, and I have this little chart now in the bathroom that I can like compare my poop to see how healthy I am. It has to do with the color, the consistency, and the size. And it's actually helped out a lot. So by the color, I'm somewhat healthy. By the consistency of it, she was right on Valentine's Day. I probably do need that cauliflower. And judging by the size, if I were gay, sir, I could probably take your dick. Well, I can help you out there, sir. I'm not gay, but my best friend is. I've known my best friend for almost 30 years. We have very similar taste in music. We're both adventurous eaters. By the way, I've had yak sausage and it is named appropriately. It is fucking disgusting. We have some same life views. But he finally was able to get married, which I thought was a really cool thing. And now we have this thing that when our respective anniversaries, we go out to eat. It's my wife, his husband, and I'm just going to ask this. Guess what his husband's name is?
Yeah.
No, fuck you. It's Todd. So we have 2 Todds. So I was hoping that he would meet somebody that we could give him like a power couple name, like Brangelina or something like that. But like, how do you put 2 Todds together? So I was just like, ta-da! So that's how I refer to him. So it was our turn to treat, so we ended up going to this, 4-star, white linen, black tie, put on some deodorant before you walk in, dinner. So we go in, we're having some great conversation, we have some drink, the food starts hitting the table, and it is like oysters, caviar, lobster, everything that you can think of. So, ta-da, they were over there, eating, but not saying a word, and they're like gazing at each other. I'm like, man, this is a really special moment. So I look over and I'm like, Todd, what's going on, man? He's like, dude, I gotta tell you, this really kind of tastes like ass. And I was like, I knew y'all would love this place. So has anybody noticed that bars and clubs have, not all of them, but some of them have stopped doing ladies' night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of a pisser, especially for real women, because I think a lot of those bars won't tell you, but I think that the reason that they started doing it was because now this whole culture shift of being able to choose your own identity. I don't blame them. So I just have a question, like, how many women here tonight are paying for your own drinks? Ladies, I love your independence, but you're fucking stupid. Because I can tell you this, if I had a vagina, I wouldn't pay for shit. I wouldn't pay for my rent, I wouldn't pay for food. Like, I would be at the dog park, and my dog would take a shit, and somebody would walk by and be like, can somebody pick this up, pop a titty out, and have somebody pick it up? I'm not doing shit. But I can tell you, I think ladies' night is really fucked up bars, because, like, cheap-ass dudes, we don't care. Like, we would show up, like, wearing our girlfriend's leggings, a fucking hot pocket looking like a hot dog that's been left in the microwave too long, some mustard-stained moo-moo from Goodwill, working to AC/DC, lined up at the bar drinking half-price Budweiser. Like, line them up for my bitches, they're all here. Let me introduce them. We got Earl Lynn. That's my ride or die. And I got my second girl there, Bobby Lynn. Joe. He, that's my main beach. And we got Jethro. Okay, you got me. That guard's got a dick. We're going to pay for his beer. Thank you guys. I had so much fun. You guys.